Hello, good evening, welcome to the programme. First tonight, an exclusive interview with the man in charge of counter-terrorism here in the East Midlands.
In the interview, Peter Goodman tells us that people are already back in our region after going to support the so-called Islamic State. And
he's so worried that they've become hardened to violence that it keeps him awake at night. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball reports.
From the streets of Paris to the beaches of Tunisia, an overwhelming, horrified reaction to deadly attacks carried out in the name of the so-called Islamic State. But it's also a threat here in the East Midlands, where Peter Goodman oversees the regional counter-terrorism unit.
It's a massive priority for us. No longer is this necessarily about us being concerned about people meeting in crowded places. Young people are being radicalised in the East Midlands as elsewhere through the internet. Some people are going out for humanitarian reasons, others are going out there because they want to become part of the fight itself.
One of those men was Kabir Ahmed from Derby. He's thought to have killed 8 policemen in an ISIS suicide bombing in northern Iraq. Millions of people there and in Syria are now controlled by the Islamic State, a regime that's become notorious for its medieval brutality. But some people from the East Midlands are still being persuaded to go there.
We are aware of some people who are still out there, and we're aware of people who've come back as well. And the real concern is that they will be radicalised, desensitised, exposed to real atrocities out there that will change their outlook on life and may affect their behaviour back here in the UK.
Does it keep you awake at night?
It absolutely keeps me awake at night. Absolutely it does.
This online campaign to challenge the extremist narratives being led by Muslims in Leicester, and Peter Goodman wants the police to help their communities do more.
We are there to enforce the law, but this is about communities working with us, communities taking charge, families taking charge, and making sure that there is a really effective counter-narrative. We're all aware of those tragic and awful events in Tunisia, and that brings into real focus for us what's happening here in the East Midlands. Some of them see it as a very attractive thing to do.
Well, Jeremy Ball is with us now. I mean, Peter Goodman is clearly very, very worried about this. Do we know how widespread it is, people travelling to support ISIS or to fight for them?
Well, the government says several hundred British nationals have gone out to fight with ISIS. I understand there are certainly dozens of those from the East Midlands. But of course, the problem is a lot of these people are under the radar. So the police don't really know who's gone out to fight or who might have gone for religious reasons or to offer medical help, for instance. And that's why anyone who comes back from Syria now can be arrested under our terrorism laws.
And how worried are they about the internet and people actually viewing possibly really extremist material on it?
They are really worried about that. A couple of reasons for this. First of all, because it's being beamed into people's homes, which makes it much easier to target people and much harder for the police to know who they're talking to. Secondly, though, there's also real concern about children being affected by watching these violent beheading videos. And I've been told that in Leicester, for instance, they're worried about children as young as 8 years old who are showing signs of post-traumatic stress disorder. So real concerns about that. And tomorrow night we're going to be finding out how police in the East Midlands are trying to prevent people being radicalised.
OK, thanks very much, Jan.